Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. So today we're going to be doing my February plan with me, and for this month I'm going with a dinosaur theme. At the beginning here, you'll notice that I only had a single page to use for my title page, and just because of the way that my January spreads kind of worked out, so I'm just going to do a single page with the title of the month. And right here at the beginning, I am using this technique that I learned from the Books and Bujo Instagram account. She has a tutorial on kind of how to do this splatter effect. And you just take a Ziploc bag and scribble on it with a marker and then kind of press it down, put your hand in the bag and press it down onto the paper, and it just creates this kind of splatter effect. And I decided to use a brown marker just so it looked like there was some mud on the page. And then as far as the lettering goes, I decided to use red outlined in black. I'm using my red flare tip, or my red flare pen, and I'm going to outline it with my black micron pen. And I kind of took inspiration from the Jurassic Park logo for this and just kind of wanted it to look a little bit like that. And so I went with that for the lettering. And then I'm just using these stickers that I found at Walmart. For the dinosaurs. These green and orange stickers I really like. They're just dinosaur silhouettes. They're very simple, and they were kind of the inspiration for this whole theme that I'm doing this month of dinosaurs. All right, moving on to the next page. Last month, I didn't do a calendar spread in my January spreads because I didn't really see a need for it. And then after the month kind of got underway, I realized that I would really like to have a place to be able to write down my posting schedule as far as which videos I'm posting on which day. And even for Instagram, if I'm planning on doing posts, which days I want to kind of start planning those out a little bit better. So I went ahead and put a February calendar in this month to see if I'll use it. And so for this, I just sketched out the calendar and then sketched out these dinosaur feet and footprints. And I'll do a little bit more of that splatter effect with and then use a dark brown marker to do the footprints and the lettering. And one of the things that I did realize after I kind of got underway with all of this is that I forgot to go through my supplies at the beginning and what I'm using. So for any outlining and writing, for the most part, I'm using my micron pens. I have a set of different widths of micron pens that I really enjoy using. They're all black. And then for any of the coloring, I'm using the Crayola Super Tip markers. I may go out and buy a pack of colored pencils. I think those might look a little bit nicer, but for this one, it ended up working out fine to use the Crayola Super Tips. So I'm using those, and then a couple of times I pull out my Flair pens and use those as well. But for the most part, those are the supplies that I use for the majority of the spreads. All right, now on these pages, this first page is just a list of videos to film, books to read, and pictures to take. One of my goals for February is to kind of up my game on my Instagram account or my Bookstagram account. You can follow me there at The Curly Reader if you're not already, but I would like to get more consistent about posting there, both pictures and stories. And so I figured with this month being Historathon, this would be a really good opportunity for me to start posting more there. So I did put a box in here for pictures to take, for mostly for my Instagram account. So I will put in here my videos that I want to film, books that I want to read, just my personal TBR for the month. This is anything not related to Historathon, and then pictures I'm going to take. If you didn't know what Historathon is, Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand and I are hosting a historical fiction read-a-thon for the entire month of February. You'll see the next spread is my Historathon spread. So it is called Historathon, and I will link the announcement video down below. If you haven't seen it yet, we would love for you to join us. We're really, really excited about it. So that will take up the majority of my February reading, but I do have some other books as well that I have committed to reading already, so I'll write them all down here. And then on this next page, I have my monthly stats page. Normally I put this at the end of the month, but it just kind of worked out to where it fit here, so I put it here. I'm using the same kind of lettering similar to the Jurassic Park logo here at the top with the red outlined in black, and then all of the boxes. I have my format, age, source, DNFs, graphic novels, my ratings, and then genres. I will list the genres out similar to how I did last month as I go throughout the month and as I need them. The only one that I'm writing in here off the top is historical fiction because I know I will definitely be reading some of that this month. And then the rest of them I'll just leave blank and I'll fill in as I need it. I'm just accenting this page here with some more of these stickers. I just like the colors of these stickers. I don't know, they just kind of speak to me. So I wasn't thrilled with the way the bottom of this page turned out, but it'll do. It's not a huge deal. It's just not my favorite. All right, and now we're getting to my Historathon spread. I tore a sheet or a little piece off of a paper bag that we just had laying around the house, and so I'm going to use that kind of as my title. I'm going to glue it with a glue stick into the top, and that's going to be my header for the Historathon. And then I'm going to sketch out the bingo board that we have, and I will leave a link to our bingo board that we've created down below so you can get all the prompts, but that has all the prompts on it for the read-a-thon. And then I'm going to list out all of my TBR, so what books I'm planning on reading, and then on the other side will be all of the books that I actually read, because those don't always match up. So, and then I will also, with the bingo board, color in prompts as I am fulfilling them. So I figured this will be a really fun way to kind of track my reading through the month with Historathon, and I really like the way that this one turned out, especially with the paper, the brown paper bag, using that as the header and everything, and with the stickers accented. I don't know, I really like the way that this one ended up turning out. And then I did also do more of that kind of splatter effect on the bottom corners here, just to kind of add a little something else to it. And that just kind of adds, I think, just a little bit of texture and a little bit to the bottom, balances out the bottom of that page. And then this is my final spread of the month, and probably my favorite one that I have done to date. I am making this into a volcano, and this is my reading log and my growing TBR lists. I kind of always do these side by side, and so I sketched them into the corners, the writing, the lettering into the corners, and then drew a volcano around them. And I kind of wish I wouldn't have colored this with marker, because I think it would have looked better if I had done it with colored pencil, but it worked out. It's fine. But yeah, I love the way that this one ended up turning out. So the left-hand side is my reading log for the month. It's just where I will write down all of the books that I read and the ratings that I give them. And then the right-hand side will be my growing TBR list. And this is where I write down all of the books that I add to my TBR, my Goodreads TBR throughout the month, and where I found out about them, whether it's a channel or an Instagram account. And that's what I use to do my growing TBR videos, so each month. So yeah, I just love this spread. I think it just turned out so great, and yeah, I really enjoyed making it. All right, and then I needed to add my little doodle at the beginning. This is just my 2020 title page, and each month I do a little doodle at the front with my monthly theme, and then at the end of the year it'll be all of my monthly themes together. So I did a little bit of the splatter, added a Tyrannosaurus Rex sticker, and then drew a couple of dinosaur footprints, and that was my doodle that I added for this month. All right, and this is what we have. We have the title page, and then going into my posting schedule. Then we have kind of my lists and my stats, my Historathon spread, and my reading log and growing TBR spreads. So those are all of my February spreads. I hope that you enjoyed watching this process, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!